But on new clause 29, Mr Gray, I would very much echo the comments of my honourable friend for Southampton Test. We believed that new clauses 29 and 28 together would absolutely strengthen the bill, and new clause 29 would give additional bite, but it can stand on its own, so there's still time for the Minister to redeem herself, in my view. We do, exactly as the member for Southampton Test said, take issue with the bill in the sense of its lack of overall clarity. We do believe it needs a clearer thread running through it, and we believe that this clause, which would require the Secretary of State within 6 months of the bill becoming law to report on the adequacy of current environmental law and policy in meeting the climate and ecological challenges the UK face, would be tremendously helpful, not least because exactly as we saw yesterday, it seems that government does one thing one day and does a completely different things another day and fails to face these challenges when it makes big policy announcements. This would make it much tougher for them to crawl out of their obligations. So we think the report should specifically be required to address issues in relation to water, to biodiversity, the capacity of natural and agro-ecosystems to mitigate global warming, and resource efficiency, waste reduction, and the promotion of the circular economy. And we think that would actually be helpful to government because, as my honourable friend said, we support the Prime Minister's signing up to the UN Leaders' Pledge for Nature. But this could include the circular economy in our thinking about this. So we've taken a number of these ideas from the Climate and Ecological Emergency Bill, which we believe is right to place emphasis on the importance of expanding and enhancing natural ecosystems and agro-ecosystems to safeguard their capacity as carbon sinks, as well as the need to restore biodiverse habits and their soils. Out there in the world, which sadly is not following this bill perhaps as closely as some of us would hope, we think there is an appetite for this kind of more ambitious approach. Having had to make the report, we would then very much hope the Secretary of State would actually act on it and ensure that the environmental targets and environmental improvement plans are appropriately ambitious and would set out not just one long-term target in each area as required in section 1 of this bill, but to assess and outline the adequacy of those targets and to lay out adequate plans to address each of these major issues within 6 months. If it's an emergency, it needs addressing urgently. We don't believe the bill does that at the moment. New clause 29 would help.